come on. I haven't been on for a while. So I thought instead of just making a video and putting it on, I'll come live, and then if anybody wants to come on as well, then they can. I'm particularly making this video for people who have just signed up to my um, email list, and I'm going to write to them, and then the people on that list who I've just met this weekend at a local fair, and their children were doing some amazing things, making chains and flowers, and so I thought I'll come on and do a little bit about that, what we can make to start with, and then put in a link to this video to the people who have just joined me. So if you want to know more about cord crochet, latch hook crochet, and what I do, then please just make a comment or join me now. So here I am live. So first of all, I'll show you what I've been doing recently. This is my work in process, my whip. And I'm using a latch hook to cover this round cushion like that, and that's going to go on the side of that cushion. Okay, and it's done with cord crochet, and I've used both the single hook and the double hook as well, so that's a good way. I'm doing it's just starting the other side, and I thought, oh, what can I do to start the other side to make it a little bit different? So I've done like a circle chain here, and then I've made petals all the way around that. I've counted to 12 with the cord maker and hooked them into the center there, and then there's a strange little bit here. This bit here is an extra stitch, and if you're a traditional crocheter, you'll know that that stitch there, I did, instead of doing 12, I did 6 here, and then when I got to the top, I hooked into the center and I did a treble, and that way, instead of ending up here in the middle, I ended up at the top, and so that's what that extra little stitch is there. It's a treble. So yeah, it's a little bit tricky, bit different, but I could have finished at the bottom there and finished off the brown, but I carried on. It was variegated yarn, and I've looked all over my craft hut for this variegated yarn, but it changes. It changes. It's got some fluffy bits like this. That's how it started. Then it goes into pink and some more fluffy bits, and then it goes into brown, which is quite unusual. The pink and brown, I think, look quite nice together. And then I finished off at this side, look, with fluffy bits and brown. So when I do find this yarn, I'll have to start the other side. I've just got started with a little bit here for the centre. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you what else at the fair that I've just had. One of the things that was quite popular were these cord necklaces, and I've got one made out of cotton here, look, and it's just cord. So I've made a long cord length here. I've made it, I tripled it up, look, not just doubled it, but I've put 3 lengths of that one, and you can see it goes all the way around the bottom here, that pale colour, to make the base of the necklace. And then I've done, how many colours have I done? 4 colours. I've used 4 different colours of cotton, and then wiggle them around like that to make that quite chunky necklace. And so what you can do, you can make it less chunky. So this is one that children can do, or you might like to have a go yourself. I've used a fascinating variegated yarn there with that one, and it's got just, instead of the triple or the double pale blue necklace to start with, and then I've tied on 3 at a time. So we've got 3 different colours tied on there, and they're just loosely hanging like that. This one is the same, but instead of having them loosely tied, I've plaited them, and that makes a nice necklace with the plaited. You plait them along once you've got your original back foundation necklace there. You plait the others around it. So that's that, and you can make all sorts of variations on this. On this one, I've got 4 colours, but one of them has got some flowers on it. So it's a nice necklace to make, and it's just got a little bit more feature on it with the flowers. Done in the same way. Okay. And a couple more here, which are done just with plain yarn, and they've come out a little bit smaller. So that can be done as well. This one's got 2 lengths for the foundation, yeah, part of it, and they're just little ones. So there's a lot there. And one of the things that I try and encourage children to do, or adults, is to make something a little bit bigger. So this flower in the centre can actually be made much bigger, and they look quite pretty. I've done a lot of these, but we start off with a flower, which is this one. Okay, and I'm going to show you how I do that. I found an interesting way to do it, which I don't think I've done a video about it before. So I just need some yarn, plenty of yarn around here. What I've got some yellow. I've got a big ball of yellow. Okay, so what we're going to do is start off with your slip knot and leave a small tail end. I try to use the same language all the time, so this bit is always going to be called the tail end. And then I'm going to make a cord length, because I'm using the cord maker. I'm going to make a cord length with 10. Okay, I'm going to count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's my cord length, and this is going to be my petal. My petals are going to be that big, right? So what you do next is this part between the loop and the latch, I call that the gap. So if I say open the gap, you'll go like that, and if I say close the gap, it means you've got to have no gap in between your finger and the latch. Okay, so now after those 10, we're going to open the gap. Okay, so I've opened the gap, and I'm going to yarn over the gap. And I don't usually tell people to do that, but I am in this case. So we're going to yarn over the gap, and then we're going to yarn over the end like we normally would. Okay, so we're going to pull this over and make this stitch, and that is like a bullion stitch, which we can learn another day. But for this flower, we're going to go over in the gap and then over the end. And now I'm going to count 10 again. So I'm going to do a cord of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now I'm going to go into the gap, round the gap, and round the end of the hook, and pull that over like that, and then carry on. 1. Now you can see what happens. We've made this little bump here in the cord. Okay, and there's the next one at the top there. So I've done 1. I'm going to carry on. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't have to show you everything, do I? So there we go. We've got a little bump here and a little bump there. And I'm going to make that little bullion again. So I'm going to yarn over in the gap and yarn over the end. And then pull. When you pull, the latch will close. And you bring it back and you count 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, here we go. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 petals potentially made. Right, so I'm going to yarn over the gap and around the end and do 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now this little flower It's made like this, and it's got 5 petals. Okay, 5 petals. So we can count these. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's potentially 5 petals. And what you're going to do now, and this is what makes it easier, you're going to hook into where those bobbles are. Okay, so we've got 4 of them. They're quite loose like that, look. And you hook into the middle, and you can pick up 2 loops. Okay, put those under your finger and move along and hook in again. Hook through the centre, so you've got 2 loops on like that. And again, hook into the centre of there. You've got 2 loops. Hook in again. And loading all these petals. Here they are, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is the last one here. So you're just going to hook it onto the end there. You might have to pick up 1 or 2, as long as you hook it into the end, like that. And these are your petals. Now you've got the yarn at the back, that has to go through, that yarn has to go through the end, and then you're going to pull all of these off together like that until you end up with just 2 loops on your hook again, and your flower's going to be there. So that's how that is done. And you can yarn over now once more and put both loops onto the same hook, which is a little bit tricky, like that. And then yarn over, pull through both, like that. So you've got 1 on the hook, yarn over and pull through, and then you need to cut your yarn, which we can do. Cut the yarn and pull down on the flower. Usually I say pull down on your chain length or your cord length. This time you're going to pull down on your flower like that, and that will finish it off. Now the next thing is to try and just smooth it out like this until you can just see where each flower is made in the row like that. And if you pull on the ends in order like that, then you'll find that you've got a nice we've got a nice neat flower. And then if you want, you can put a little gem inside like that one. Okay, and that's how you can do a flower using what I call a bullion stitch, but in this case we're just yarning over once in the gap before you put yarn over the end. So that is how to do it. And then of course that could be the center of this next thing here that we're doing. Okay, on the other side you can see a pale pink flower here, which is done. This has got 6 petals, but you can do 5 or 6. And on the other side you can see that we've got a much bigger one. And I think I probably, when I'm doing this one, I'm doing as many as 14 on the, you can do 12 or 14, but I think I'm doing as many as 14 to make these petals. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 petals. And when you do that and you put the other one through the center, the pink one will show underneath. And then you're going to go from the pink petal to the next pink petal and the next pink petal and the next one around there. And I think the dark green is done with, yeah, the green ones are both done with a single hook. Okay, and then the outside one, the pink one, I've done that with a double hook. So you can interchange between the hooks, between the single hook and the double hook, to make it quite a nice texture. This one needs, you could plait the ends here. I often put them all together and plait them. If you've got more than 2 yarns, you can put 2 yarns together. So you've got 2 pinks, 2 blues, and put 2 pale pinks on that one. And that's how that's done. So I hope you've enjoyed this video today. I'm going to finish there, and then I'll let the people know who joined me at the weekend when we had our last show. It was called Thornton le Dale Village Show. So bye for now, and hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe. I need 2 more subscribers to get 900 subscribers. Maybe you'll be one of them. Would it be nice if you were one that changed it from 899 to 900? That would be good. Okay, so bye for now. Off you go.